Fight it out with me, fight it out with me. You're my real friend, don't come get me. I need your help. I fall in my misery. You weren't there. I know I'm a mystery. Sugar that ain't fair. Don't come get me. Oh, I'll be right here. I'll be right here. Oh, I'll be right here. Call me. I'll be right here. They can run away, but I'll be right here. Any time of the night, I'll be right here. I'll be right here. I'll be right here for you, sugar. Call me. Oh, I'll be right there. Yeah, that's it. You can come. You can come. Come on and talk to me, girl. I know what I'm feeling. So I know you tell me when I hear it. Oh yeah. But I know when I hear it. You don't have to call, just come. You don't have to text me, no, just come. Really? You don't have to tell your friends to tell me, just come. Yeah. Cause I can feel the spirit. Just come. No, I can feel the spirit. Oh. Just as sure as I got my 3D glasses on, just on. Just come. I see that shit. Just come. Then we have a new restaurant. Yeah. Ooh. Say I'm fully intoxicated. Everybody will agree. Put it up, you know. I'll re-show the background for me right now. Since you want to record every one of my things. You remind me of one of the Japanese, yeah. All serious. Put all the bullshit aside. This is your boy Kels, and I'm hanging with Tyrese on the Transformer video set, but all day been kicking in there. But like I said, put all the bullshit aside. This man right here, I could feel it before he sang, before he even opened his mouth tonight. He was the shiznit.
He was the shit's name. Oh, just look at the beard on his Any motherfucker wear a beard like that with a good time on his back, you know he can shake. Yeah, say he got a lot of balls. Wear a beard like that. And be the shit on top of all that. Say a toast to the man, Leon. Say a toast to the man, Leon.
Yeah.
Hold another, yeah. Even way down there. To this man, Leon. I put a toast to this man, Leon. And besides that, Tyrese, you should take your phone back to this, cause that shit gonna get you in trouble. And do I phone ain't about shit but play on good.
Yeah. My life just changed all over.
Man, I just had to hit it. But I want to keep it going. I want to do something different. Because I want to keep it going. Right now, I'm up here battling and shit. I said I want to keep it going. I'm not Kels, but I can hold a tune. And if he was here, he'll say, sing on, black boy. Sing on, black boy. I just want to keep it going, yo. Because I'm battling right now. With all these fake motherfuckers out here talking about they full cows, but they concentrating on me. When I ask them just to leave me alone, then we won't have to beef on the internet no more. I say I'm standing up for real unity now. I say I'm standing up for real unity now. People that had problems, but they got it right. Not nobody that was stabbing motherfuckers and doing fuck shit and putting people business out there and acting like they cool. But I'm talking about real motherfuckers. Yeah. And then I look at this fucked up rebuttal from the judge. The ruling is so. The ruling is so fucked up to me. I'm just feeling a little Kel's moment today. And before we get into it, I said I'm wise enough to know when a bed bug is baiting me. You won't get a response from me, no. I'ma say like your girlfriend said, get the fuck off my dick and move around, you dirty motherfucker. Oh. Whew. I just had to transform that. Whew. Good God Almighty. My mind just went somewhere else. Oh, boy. Let me get into this. But I can't let it go. I don't know what the fuck going on, man. I just want to get into this commentary. But for some reason, I feel an attachment and I cannot let it go. Kelly. Oh, Kelly. What do you want me to say? I feel your spirit with me, brother. What do you want me to say? All right. Look, I ain't trying to be R. Kelly. I ain't even trying to imitate him. He's the greatest to ever do it. That's one thing I'm gonna put out there. I'm not gonna do that because I can't fill his shoes. But when I know something is fucked up, I'm gonna speak on it. And I'm gonna say this. This is just my opinion. When I look at this motion, when I look at this order and response from the United States District Court of the Northern District of Illinois' Eastern Division, United States of America is the plaintiff versus Roberts versus Kelly, also known as R. Kelly. As I've been telling y'all for the longest, some things are standing out. United States of America is a corporation. There's no way possible a corporation can be a plaintiff. So this whole thing with this females, hey, the females are the witnesses, and the United States is assuming to be a plaintiff. When I see this, and I see Robert Sylvester Kelly, which is a human being, but they made him into a corporation, and they made the corporation R. Kelly into a person. But you have Daryl McDavid. Well, all of them are corporations, except for June Brown, which lead me to believe two things. One, R. Kelly don't have no money. So that brand itself is not what the federal court is after. They can't get a bond on R. Kelly, but they can get a bond on Robert Sylvester Kelly. And for every day he's in jail with the attachment of R. Kelly, his bond goes up, which means they collect more and more money. So I wonder how much money have Judge Harry D. Lemonweather made off of the Robert Sylvester Kelly's name. I wonder that much. So as I go on, I see, for the reasons stated herein, the court denies defendant Robert Sylvester Kelly. Wait a minute. Why he's a person here, but not a person here? Can somebody make that make sense? He's not a person in a hitting, but he's a person in the paperwork. But for the reasons stated herein, the court denies defendant Robert Sylvester Kelly's motion to reconsider bail, docket number 143, and motion for evidentiary hearing, docket number 145. Statement. A motion to reconsider bail. Mr. Kelly moves the court to reconsider its bail determination for the third time. 1, 2, 3. Third time. See docket numbers 107 and 115. The Bail Reform Act permits a district court to order pretrial detention if it concludes that no condition or combination or conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the person as required and the safety of any other person in the community. 18 USC 3142 E1 states, in making this determination, the court must consider the following factors. 1, the nature and circumstances of the offense charge. 2, the weight of the evidence against the defendant. 3, the history and characteristics of the person. And 4, the nature of and seriousness of the danger to any person or the community that would be posed by the person's release. Where, whereas here, a defendant is charged with qualifying crimes involving a minor, there is a rebuttal presumption of pretrial detention. See hearing, and now they're using his own case as a case law. The defendant bears a limited burden of production to present evidence that he will not flee or endanger the community if released. United States versus Porters. Even if the defendant rebuts it, the presumption remains in the case. Keyword. The presumption, which means they assuming, remains in the case as an evidentiary finding militating against his release. Ultimately, the government retains the burden of persuasion by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant is dangerous and preponderance of the evidence that the defendant is a flight risk. Where did they get all that from? I wonder. Mr. Kelly argues that the court incorrectly applied the Bail Reform Act and that the facts do not warrant his pretrial detention. And previously denying Mr. Kelly bail, the court concluded that there is no condition or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure Mr. Kelly's appearance and the safety of the community. See hearing at 31-6 through 32-25. In doing so, the court considered the factors set forth in 18 USC 3142G as applied to Mr. Kelly. Ultimately, it found that the weight of the factors favored detention. Consistent with the Eastern District of New York's findings and thrice denying Mr. Kelly bail and the Second Circuit Court's affirmance of that denial, the court found that Mr. Kelly poses a significant flight risk and a danger to the community. Wow. Now they use his case law, United States versus Kelly. Bank records produced since then show that Mr. Kelly has the means to flee. Considering the multiple charges and severe penalties at stake. Now, I'm going to go here. Bank records produced since then show that Mr. Kelly has the means to flee. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Ain't nobody know nothing was going on, who had anything or what, until a certain person jumped on platforms and said, oh, I know who got the money. I know where the royalties are going. And that's when the spiral turned. But y'all consider him the Don. Y'all consider him the man that's for R. Kelly. Evidence, blowing up cars and wiretaps and robbery and people saying, a person saying that they gonna be flying overseas as soon as he come home to release music. I'm just saying, you got people talking about running up to Kim Fox's office, terrorizing Kim Fox, even though she deserved it. But goddamn, people getting him jumped in jail, getting MCC locked down. People on phones talking to Michael Williams and confirming that Azriel car is on fire as we speak. People got cousins that work at the MCC that's trying to put Robert on cell phones and supposed to be protecting Robert, and they opening doors for people to jump on Robert. I mean, let's go. People talking about, oh, they my brother, that's my brother, but you participating in an enterprise that's terrorizing people, and can't none of them really terrorize shit because they scared as hell. I'm saying, do I gotta keep going on with this? Do I gotta keep going on with this? Do I gotta keep going on with this? So they are all the factors of why he's still being held in jail. You got people that's trying to divide the lawyers by running up to Greenberg, spreading lies, and then on the internet acting holier than thou, but fucking with everybody on the goddamn internet. And you got people that's running with people that saying R. Kelly's guilty, and then bold enough to come out and say he's guilty, but then people still following him because they are scared of these people. I just don't get it anymore. What has this came to? So, considering the multiple charges and severe penalties at stake, Mr. Kelly also has the motive to flee. How? The risks of witness tampering and obstruction of justice are high. Why is that? Like I just said, you got cars blowing up. You got people that's looking up people. You got people that's doing dumb shit. Come on, man. I'm convinced Don Russell was put here to do what he's doing. There's no way he can do as much as he's doing and still get a bond. I don't care if it was the first bond or the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth. You ain't supposed to get a bond with all the shit you have done. And when you calling in gun threats to a theater, that's automatically no bond. That's a terroristic act. How in the fuck can Robert be stuck behind bars, but they giving Don Russell an option to come home when he clearly is a danger to the community, when he clearly has means to fly? Make that make sense? I guess I'm the only one that's thinking logical. I guess I'm the only one that really cares. I guess I'm the only one that's not blinded by the smoke screen and the stupid shit that's going on by the organization web of terror. But like my boy Darkwing Duck say, I look terror in the face and I laugh. So I say, particularly as they relate to the missing video mentioned in the superseding indictment and the grand jury's finding that witnesses were paid and threatened to change testimony or not appear. For these reasons, the court found that electronic monitoring and home confinement conditions will be insufficient. How? Oh, I get it. Because you still got people, cars being blown up. You still got people being stalked. You still got people being played with. You still got people, families being put up there. You still got this. You still got that. You still got a bunch of lying going on. Come on, what the fuck is going on? Then it goes, Mr. Kelly has not demonstrated a change in circumstances that alters the court previous conclusion that pretrial detention is necessary. What do you mean by that? The circumstances, the people around that's doing shit in the name of R. Kelly, Richard Arline, Michael Williams, Kevin Terrell, who else? That TBD lady. And then I'm gonna stop there, and you can tell people to go look at who and what. I don't have to prove shit to y'all. I just want to let y'all know that. I don't gotta prove nothing to y'all. Who the fuck are y'all? I don't even know you. So proving what to y'all? That was my problem from the beginning. Coming in trying to prove, and y'all never was loyal from the jump. So guess what? Wipe my ass with that. I'm not proving shit to y'all. Y'all believe what y'all want. This is irritating to me. So, Mr. Kelly pretrial detention is not indefinite. Indeed, Mr. Kelly and Mr. Brown recently agreed to the government's proposal to set a trial date at the next status conference on December the 16th, 2020, while Mr. David objected alone. Mr. Kelly will go to trial as soon as it is safe and practicable. Until then, he will remain in detention. Motion for evidentiary hearing. Mr. Kelly also moves for either immediate release or an evidentiary hearing to investigate a recent incident with a former fellow inmate at the Metropolitan Correctional Center. Mr. Kelly asserts that the inmate physically assaulted him and that MCC personnel, TBD's cousin, among other things, failed to intervene in a timely manner. Mr. Kelly does not cite, nor can the court find, any cases to support his contentions. While this incident is concerning, it does not warrant immediate release, nor is it material to the court's detention determination under the Bail Reform Act, which lead me to believe that pretty much they want something to happen to him in jail. This single isolated incident does not suggest that the Bureau of Prisons is incapable of safely housing Mr. Kelly. The inmate involved in the incident with Mr. Kelly has since been transferred to a different facility. In any event, release from custody is not the appropriate remedy for such a wrong. If Mr. Kelly wishes, wait a minute. In any event, release from custody is not the appropriate remedy for such a wrong. How is Mr. Kelly wrong? I thought you was innocent until proven guilty. It seemed like he's guilty until proven innocent now. If Mr. Kelly wishes to challenge the conditions of his confinement or the MCC's ability to protect him, he can bring those claims in a separate civil action following proper exhaustion of administrative remedies. Accordingly, the court denies Mr. Kelly's motion to reconsider bail. Docket number 143, the motion for evidentiary hearing. But this right here, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go here. The court is not taking Greenberg serious. I know y'all wondering, like, why am I saying that? I'm going to show you why I'm saying the courts are not taking Greenberg serious. First mistake. You're a lawyer. How can anybody take this serious when you're a lawyer? You're a practicing lawyer on high cases. Jay Butterfly, I see it. But you are a practicing lawyer. So how can you make a mistake like this? So therefore, with a mistake like that, you can't even pay any attention. But Jay Butterfly, I'm gonna go here. They moved their assailant, which remedied the problem in the eye of the court. That's true. But that's true. But here's my question. If they know that he didn't do anything wrong, right? Which they trying to which they trying to prove that he did do something wrong. Why not give him a fair chance? And I'm gonna go here. Robert has nothing to do with Don Russell. Robert has nothing to do with Richard Earline. Robert have nothing to do with Michael Williams. But all the connections are to Don Russell. All the connections are to Don Russell. So with that being said, why even entertain Don Russell being free? But Robert got to stay locked up. Unless Don Russell part was to come in and make it so. No, unless Don Russell part was to come in and fulfill the RICO and the racketeering acts that they were far-fetched reaching for. Because in the beginning, they knew, oh, we can't keep him unless we put something dangerous on him. RICO. We're going to give him a RICO. He can't get a bond. So to keep him locked up, we got to fulfill that RICO. So Don Russell, your job is to go get this, find out this, that, find out who is this, and make it messy. Now, if that's not what played out in your face, then somebody please tell me I'm wrong. I will bring you on camera and we can have a face-to-face conversation virtually. That's very fucked up, Willie. But I'm willing to have a virtual conversation for anybody to tell me that I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, point to me where I'm wrong at. Then I'll go revisit that. I'll examine that and I'll come back and say, nah, you were wrong. They had nothing on him. So they had to fulfill certain obligations. And who do they use? Don Russell. In a federal case like this, it's not unheard of, but what's the likelihood of people trying to buy back their bond? And for the dumb motherfucker, shit mouth, that's talking about, oh, I wouldn't say nothing about Don Russell book. Okay, Slimer. Or should I say Elvira? Excuse me. I'll go here. He have 2 charges. He bought the he was able to use a private way of living to get the lesser bond back. Let's see him do it for the next bond. I wonder why he didn't do it for both. And yes, that judge do got to fill out taxes for allowing that bond to go back. But like I said, without a DUNS number, that bond is worthless because he can't cash it in unless he got a DUNS number. Now, it's a DUNS number attached to that bond. The problem is, do he have the qualifications to get the DUNS number? You see the DUNS number that he put up as far as himself, but the DUNS number for that bond is different. In order to cash a bond in at the biggest bank in the world, which is the jail, I meant the courthouse, I'm sorry, and which is the courthouse, you got to have your DUNS number and you got to have that bond DUNS number. So fine, I'll let you buy it back all day, but I'm not giving you the DUNS number. That means your ass going to sit regardless. And then it means, since I know that you know that proper technique, I'm gonna make it impossible. I'm gonna slap you on charges, but that's going to supersede your existence. And then, like I said, I hope he crossed his T's and dotted all his I's, because if not, they'd come back and hit him with a treason. That's guaranteed life or death. So when people get on YouTube and just talk because they got a channel, know what the fuck you talking about. I'm not I'm not new to the private lifestyle. I do that shit for real. And then here's the dumb part. Don Russell filed taxes. So if the federal government do their homework properly, he's going to jail anyway for treason. Because when you live properly, you cannot get no assistance from the federal government. The only taxes you can file is your private associating 6. If you ain't filing that, don't do it. That's why they always say you can't mix public and private together. And the federal government will make you make mistakes because they will put pressure on you, and then they'll make you feel like, oh, that's the only way out. Okay. Since that's the only way out, do it. Shit mouth. Better yet, I'm gonna go here. Since you the cheerleader, why don't you try to go get some shit canceled out via the private sector? I would love to hear what your mouth say when the metal bracelets come. But back to the lecture at hand. You see messed up motions, which signifies and raises red flags to me, which means one or two things. Either Greenberg is over his head or Greenberg just don't care. Or it could be a jealousy factor somewhere. Those are the only three things left. There's no way, Robert. There's no way I'm going to have a client in jail and I'm not going to do what I got to do to make sure he gets at least a bond. Hell, I'm not going to have a client in jail that's right across from my office and he get jumped and I'm not there every fucking day. But when you don't know what's going on and you blowing it off, that's red flags to me. I rock with the lawyer who shows the most interest and sincerity in fighting for Robert. That's me. I'm not fake or I'm not phony. If you ain't going to show the sincerity that needs to be shown, I'm going to be cool with you. I'm going to be cordial, but I'm not going to rock with you as hard as I would for somebody that's showing sincerity. Hello, lovable queen. It's crazy. We looking at a man's life, but some people are looking at dollar signs. My question is why? I'm going to be that friend that's going to say, I'm not feeling this shit. I'm not feeling this motion. And especially when you have notable errors and just don't care. I got an attitude with that. Something is not right somewhere. And it's not my job to go investigate neither. It's not my job to overstep my lane into lawyers' territory and tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing. I can have my opinion about how I feel, and that's where it stops. I'm not running to no lawyer talking about, oh, you need to do this. I said do this, do this. No, I'm not doing none of that shit. But I tell you what I will do. Mind my motherfucking business and help Robert any kind of way I can. How you doing, Doris? So all this stuff that's going on YouTube, bullcrap. You got motherfuckers talking about, and what happened to my son? Yo, you can sit back and talk about me. You can talk about Larry. You can talk about Levi. You can talk about Sharby. You can talk about Taylor. You can talk about Senator. But it don't dignify the fact that your ass sat on social media and cried over another man that told you to suck his dick. I can never talk to you. I can never entertain you. When you can cry over another man that told you to suck his dick and people worshiping that bullshit, nah. Like I said, the focus should be on Robert, not on me. Another thing, from now on, leave them goddamn females alone that the government have under their watch. Leave them the fuck alone. Y'all pulling up churches, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. And then when they come back home, everybody want to talk about their fucking hands clean. I'm going to say this. If you was on that motherfucking call, and she know exactly who I'm talking about, If you was on that motherfucking call and you know about that goddamn audio that was played on that lady channel, you are guilty. That's conspiracy. You are guilty. You know about it. Question: why you think Gucci got the fuck on? One thing I can say, he's a short, crazy man, but Gucci got sense. Gucci know two things. He fucked up and he got to give an account to where all that money went that he collected. And two, he was somewhere around that goddamn phone call. The more you be quiet, the only thing you can pray is that you go under the radar. But a nigga like me, I ain't gonna let you go under the radar. I'm gonna shine light on you and I'm gonna tell exactly where you at. I don't give a fuck. When you can sit there and tell me you ain't gonna stop until I'm in jail, I'll show you what jail look like. I'll show you. Because now I'm not gonna stop until you're in jail. All of you. That's dangerous because you got Larry on one end who don't rock with the same opinion that I got. And now you got me on the other end. Who's in the middle? And who's on the back end? It's the ones that y'all least suspect. Exactly, EJ. I'm showing no empathy or sympathy for the people that did what they did to me. I'm not. Y'all did this. Y'all made this happen. Hey, Miss Carter, y'all made this possible. So I thank y'all because right now I'm Michael Jordan, fourth quarter in 1992. I'm not missing. I'm not missing. I don't care. So people can say what they want. They can say what they want. Until you man enough to say that shit in my face, you're nothing to me. And I'm putting it out there flat. I've watched the lies. The people like Molly Harris and all them other motherfuckers. I watched the lies. I watched them. But now y'all day gonna come. And then y'all gonna watch me sit up here and read y'all motherfucking indictment. Then another thing that get me is you got a nigga that say he for Kales, right? But he can read everybody else's paperwork, but can't read Robert or his. I got a problem with that. If you can't read your stuff, don't read nobody else's. Because you're looking like a hypocrite. If you can't even read Robert's, don't read nobody else's. Because I don't want to have to do another video telling another motherfucker to read, nigga, read. I don't want to keep doing that. But everything that y'all has done has fell back on Robert. And what's the outcome? No bail. When Don Russell got booked, me and a few other people were the only ones shedding light. Look what happened. California allowed him to go to Chicago. He just couldn't fly. New York, I don't know if he booked or not. I don't care. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. When this case is all said and done, and it's about to be over real soon, I wonder where these pages are going to go from there. I wonder. Then people texting me, oh, Dana, what is your opinion on it? My opinion is I believe Robert going to beat them charges, but he's going to be found guilty of tax evasion, which is going to contain to a 2-year minimum, and they're going to work it out where it's going to be time served. That's just my belief. That's my hope. And now I'm supposed to be in a relationship with Brooke. I'm in a relationship with Brooke, so they say. But Brooke is married to one of my homies. Have a family. Been married for years. But y'all motherfuckers go on escapades and having sex with niggas that y'all don't even know. Y'all kissing motherfuckers that y'all don't even know. Y'all jumping on motherfuckers but that y'all beefing with, which lead me to believe that a lot of these internet so-called beefs is fake. Because there's no way you're going to talk about my mother and you're going to try to downgrade me, and when I see you, I don't slap the shit out you or beat you the fuck up. But I jump on you and kiss on you and nah, fuck all that. Shit's fake. So all these fake beefs, y'all can keep that shit. I won't entertain it. I won't even get involved with it. And that's why I don't allow nobody from the Dream Team to get involved with that shit. Now let's talk about this. I heard a dumb motherfucker say today, oh, that's all they got to do is sign an affidavit saying that Dana J instructed them to do shit. I wish you would sign an affidavit on me. You know what? I'm begging you to do that shit. Please follow his instructions and sign an affidavit saying that I made you do some shit. I guarantee you will never see any of your kids. Neither one of you. I guarantee you won't see the light of day. Because I will have them pull every phone record with me telling y'all to do certain shit and making y'all do it. That's all I'm telling you. When you want to play these dumb games, I'm going to play them right along with you. Because if you can sign an affidavit saying that I made you do some shit, but that means you are mentally unstable and you're a danger to the community and to society, and you do not need to be on the street. So like Life said, I think you need to think before you let it go. And oh, this civil lawsuit. Oh, I'ma sue civilly. And you said 6 years ago, he came on in a scream mask. Yo, you wasn't even around. You wasn't even around when Larry came on. So you can't speak on that. You can't speak on that. Only I can. And you ain't me. And he ain't never do shit to you. What, you mad because your son went to his house? I get it. You mad that they did more for your son in a day than you did in a motherfucking lifetime. Like I said, even on down to Rogers, I understand. That's why I reached out to her. And because of the nature of it and the sincerity of it and the sensitivity of it, I won't reach back. She will have to reach out to me. I did my part. And if she do, I'll tell her the same shit. How it all started, where it all started from. And like I said, what I released and showed that they were doing was the bare minimum. I could have got messy as fuck. And I promise you, if I would have went that route, Dr. Rogers probably would have shot everybody on YouTube. Yeah, me and her crack on each other. And she called me swollen head. I call her grease face. But at no point does it consist of pulling people personal information because you don't like that person. I get justification of knowing you don't like me, and I will walk up to you and smile and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and keep moving. I know that burns your skin. So I get the justification of doing that shit. But under no circumstance did it consist of pulling personal information. I mean, like everything, including social security numbers, I believe. I might be wrong about the social security number, but I know I got a lot of heavy shit that if it got out to the public, she would have to change her identity. And it's fucked up that only people that had government access that can do that shit. And when I seen my shit that Larry sent me, that Sylvia been doing behind my back still, nah, I'm not playing with these ladies. So while one run into platforms talking about my hands are clean, I didn't do nothing, wait for it. Conspiracy is a bitch. Conspiracy is a bitch. And that carried 5 years by itself. Don't forget federal wiretapping is definitely a bitch. And you said that, oh, it wasn't nothing filed on me. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. The one thing you should have never said to me is that you want to see me locked up. Especially when I was nothing but good to you and did nothing to you. Cool. So for the dumbass motherfucker that don't wash his ass, I'm not mad. No. I'm hurt more than anything. Those were two ladies I never would have thought of that would have ever did anything like that to me. And I don't give a fuck how you take it. I genuinely had love for both of them. But there's a thin line between love and hate. And now I hate both of them. So trust me, those days are coming. Oh, Dana sent the FBI truck. Lies. Dana wasn't on the Dr. Rice call. Dana wasn't calling Dr. Rice to get information. Dana called Dr. Rice one time, and that's to ask, can he come on my channel? And Dr. Rice said, well, I really don't go on people's channels because I have 2 channels by myself that got 12,000 followers. And then when I seen him on Civic channel, I said, it's deeper than what he told me. And I left it alone. Let's keep it real. And for the people talking about, oh, Dana J bullying me, I never bullied anybody. I was picked on until I got tired. When I got tired, I lashed out back at the people that was fucking with me. And then they couldn't handle it because they are true bullies. And then they ran with their tail tucked off, and now they want to call the police. I'm going to tell you this. This is beyond police now. There you go. You defended them against Shaborn and everything. Exactly. When I should have just let Shaborn just go in and turned around and walked away. But now, guess what? Anybody that goes in on them, they don't got to worry about Dana. And I'm saying it publicly. If anybody go in on them, if anybody attack them physically, mentally, emotionally, Dana don't have shit to do with it. So please don't think I'm coming to nobody's rescue. Those days are over. I'm only coming to the rescue to the people that fuck with me. And that's the dream team and friends. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not getting into no beefs. I'm not getting into none of that. If I can't see you face to face, don't come at me with nothing crazy. And yes, me and Pashley Gangster went through some things. We went through some things. We went through some disagreements. But that's one of the ones I take up for. And I'm letting that be known publicly. I've never seen the lights of this before. This is the most ghettoest case ever. You got people, and this is the real reason why I don't jump and trust people no more instantly. I had somebody that I was cool with that I thought, But when they can turn their back like this on you and rock with other people, they was never your friend from the jump. Yo. Yeah, I can do it. So that's just where it's at. Then everybody talking about, oh, Dana J live with his sister. He do this. Why can't my sister live with me? Why do I gotta be the one leeching? You don't hear me every 5 seconds. Yeah, that's right. Hit my Cash App. What happens if the Cash App go away? Where's your morals? Then you sat up there and lied and said, I never did nothing wrong. Even I've done stuff wrong. So really, I'm gonna close it out by saying this. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay visual. Y'all stay blessed. Keep your hand in God's hand. If anything y'all hear from me that don't sound right, don't be afraid. Hit me and be like, Dana, can you explain this? I don't mind talking to anybody. And what people will realize is no matter what the narrative is about me, if you pick up that phone and call, I guarantee you'll have a whole different outcome of me after that conversation. I promise you that. As Casey said, I promise you I'm not that much of a bad boy. I'm a bad boy, but I'm not that much of a bad boy. Pastor King said, Sharby, if I would have saw it, I would have stood strong for you. I always put myself out there to protect other women. So I'm so sorry that happened to you. I didn't know. Sharby must be talking about when they tried to steal her identity. Okay. Right. Well, like I say, yep, the Don Russell conference today at 3 p.m. by telephone. I will be listening to it. I won't be going live. I'll be on my way to work, but I will be listening to it. So, like I say, y'all be blessed. I'm up out of here. And remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. Keep God's hand in your hand. And remember this, elephants don't swat flies. See y'all later. Until next time, Dana J. Gone.